Hey guys, today I'm going to be doing a full in-depth review of the new, where is it? It's right here, Pat McGrath foundation, as well as the entire complexion category that they launched, because they also launched a makeup primer as well as a loose powder, and then we have some brushes as well. For some reason, I only have one brush here, which is so bizarre because of course I have the other one, I just don't know where it is. But I'll pop a picture of it right here so you guys can see. But I do want to go ahead and talk through all these products, try them out, give you guys my thoughts, and then of course do a wear test as well. There's a lot of hype around this foundation. Again, I just want to give you guys my thoughts and also share the shades that ended up working for my skin tone. I actually should also really quickly point out that my skin is tan right now. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to tell because right now I'm just using my studio lights, but I do have a tan for sure, especially after Florida, and I've been out in the sun a lot recently. We've been in the pool, we've just been chilling in the sun. My skin is probably more like NC43, NC44. Normally it's NC42. So just calling that out there. Anyway, without further ado, let's get right into the actual video. So the first is the Skin Fetish Sublime Perfecting Primer. Now this retails for $60. The pricing is going to be a little bit expensive. By a little, I mean a lot, but I do want to call out that this is Pat McGrath. The brand is a luxury brand, so just keep that in mind. But this retails for $60, which kind of like breaks my heart a little bit. But this is a makeup primer that meets skincare, which is cool. It's supposed to smooth the skin, prime the skin, hydrate the skin, because it does have ingredients like hyaluronic acid, as well as a few other fabulous ingredients that are going to give you visibly smooth skin with a velvety finish. First things I will just say as I'm applying this, temperature wise, this feels cool, but it also doesn't feel drying on the skin at all. I wouldn't say it's like super hydrating for me either. Like, I know what really hydrating products feel like. This isn't that, but it's also not drying. It's more like a matte satin finish. And I wanted to look at this up close and personal. This does seem to be like filling in my pores really nicely. Okay, this actually feels very nice and it doesn't feel heavy. It definitely doesn't feel dry. And I like how it feels cool. I do want to see how this is going to help my foundations last even longer throughout the day. So we'll see about that. Do I think this is a must? Absolutely not. You can just use any moisturizer, any primer that you have at home, and that will work. But that being said, this is nice. Now let's talk about the star of the video, which are these new foundations. And this is the Pat McGrath Labs Skin Fetish Sublime Perfecting Foundation. Before we even get started with any of the details about the foundation, I do want to discuss the packaging because I think it's beautiful. It is very, very luxury looking, the inner packaging, and actually I'll also go ahead and insert a picture or a clip of the outer packaging. That was beautiful as well. It was like sleek and all black and like with gold details, and it opened all cool. So you guys will see that, but the inner packaging I think is just very Pat McGrath, very luxury, and I love the gold and black detail. It also does have a pump, and it is a matte finish on the bottle, which actually really reminds me of the Estee Lauder Double Wear. Like if you look at them side by side, they are very similar, but I will just say that to me, the Pat McGrath feels even more elevated because of like the tiny details on like the edges of the foundation, the cap here, the pump, the sticker, everything. So this is a beautiful packaging. I love how it looks from in terms of like the packaging perspective. But I do have all of the details that you guys need to know right here about the foundation. So first things first, this does retail for $68, which kind of breaks my heart just saying it out loud, but it is a very pricey foundation. As we discussed, this is Pat McGrath, but you do get 1.18 fluid ounces. Most foundations in the market are around 1 ounce, so you do get a little bit more product for the $68. I do also want to read a few description bits directly from the Pat McGrath website about the foundation and the finish. So this is supposed to be a weightless, sheer to medium coverage foundation. It comes in 36 shades, which we'll discuss in just 1 second. This is like a buildable foundation, very much so inspired from Runway to Real Life. It's supposed to be silky and luxurious, feels creamy to the touch, and delivers controlled, easily buildable coverage. Self-setting, post-perfecting, and long-wearing. It's a sublime satin finish that lasts all day. And then it goes into like the actual skincare benefits that are in the foundation, like ceramides, hyaluronic acid. I will pop all that information right over here for you. I do want to quickly discuss the shade range because this foundation is available in 36 shades. And actually, I'm gonna go ahead and insert a picture, like this picture right here, so you guys can see for yourself. And I was a little bit shocked because Pat McGrath is a professional makeup artist. She works with so many different skin tones, skin types. I thought that she would launch like at least like 60 foundations. And then I really studied these shades and the swatches, and all the shades actually really make sense. So the 36 shades are broken down into 5 shade categories: light, light medium, medium, medium deep, and deep. And all the shades are broken down perfectly with all those shades. And in fact, deep actually has an extra shade, which is amazing. And I truly believe, I've said this before, but quality over quantity. Because I have seen brands launch 40, 50, 60, 100 shades, and I'm still not able to find my shade. In fact, as a consumer, I get very overwhelmed and confused on my shade, like which shade is gonna work for me. And I'm really good about finding my shade that works for my skin tone, you know? So again, with brands, I rather have them work on quality shades that actually cater to a wide audience versus quantity of shades that don't work for most people, if that makes sense. So point is, I'm not mad about the 36 shades, but I would love to hear your guys' thoughts. Leave those in the comment section below. But now I do want to talk about my perfect match. So as I said in the introduction of this video, I am in between shades right now because I do have some tan on my face, and you guys can probably, I don't know if you can see it, but like my skin is darker than my neck right now. And I want to say it's darker probably by like a shade and a half, 2 shades. And I found that my perfect match right now for my in-between skin is a combination of these 2 shades. So this is medium 18 and this is medium 19. For my normal NC42 skin, I could use the shade medium 18, and I'm actually just gonna go ahead and apply it on the side of my face and show it to you, because once I blend it out, it completely disappears on my skin. And you guys can probably say like, you know what, why aren't you just using this in today's video? Trust me, I've tried this on its own, and with my tan, it does make me look a little bit ashy and not so flattering. So I'd rather go in with medium 19, which again, let me just show this to you on its own, is first of all very warm, which I personally love because I have really warm undertones, but on its own, it's just a little too dark for me. So mixing the 2 together creates like my perfect match. So again, let me just quickly summarize. If you're close to my skin tone and you don't have a tan, my normal NC42 skin, I would say get medium 18, or you can try medium 19, see which one you prefer. But for my tan skin, I would say a combination of the 2 works perfectly. So the way that I like to create my own shade is I'll take like 1 tiny little pump of medium 19 because that's a little bit darker and warmer, and more of the medium 18 like this. And then I just mix, and that is right there my perfect match. I'm just gonna go ahead and start to apply this little mixture that I created all over my face with my finger. And even as I apply this, I just have to tell you guys, this honestly feels like you're applying like a light moisturizer on your face. The feel and the actual finish of the foundation is so lightweight, it's unreal. So I'm just gonna go ahead and use this Real Techniques brush to kind of blend this all over my face because like I said, I can't find my Pat McGrath one. I do like the brush, but I feel like you can just use any brush that you have. The brushes are very high quality, I will say that, but do I think you need to go out and buy them? No, I don't. I think you can just use whatever you have at home and make it work. I'm using this one from Real Techniques and it works beautifully to blend out the foundation. But I will say my favorite method I've learned since wearing this foundation now for a couple of days to apply and blend this out on my skin is actually to use a buffing brush like this and not a makeup sponge, because it is such a lightweight foundation that if you just use a beauty sponge, it's gonna just soak up the product and you're not gonna get the coverage that you want, and it's just gonna like soak it all up. So the best way to blend it out in the skin is to use a buffing brush like this. Okay, so here is the final look at my skin, and I absolutely love it. So I'm just gonna do one layer today because I actually don't want too much coverage on my skin, so we're just gonna leave it at this. But for me, this is so good because it blurs out all the imperfections. You guys saw I had a few breakouts right here. It completely covered those, and I don't feel like I need to apply more product onto my skin. But I do think that this is a foundation that does layer really well. But like I said, for me, light to medium coverage is more than good enough. If I was to do another coat, which I've done in the past, that gives you more medium to full coverage. We're just gonna keep it at this, and I love the finish of the foundation. It's definitely more on like a satin side. It's stunning. It gives you a beautiful, subtle glow from within. And even as I touch my face, it feels like I have absolutely no makeup on. It just feels like I have some skincare on my face, but no makeup. So it is very lightweight, which I love. And I think all of you who have or want to use foundations that don't feel heavy on the skin at all, this is gonna be a huge favorite for you. Okay, now I'm just gonna go ahead and quickly apply my concealer because we still have to try out this powder, which I honestly totally forgot about. But I do wanna, of course, give that a go. And I'm just gonna use this Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. And Pat McGrath did not launch a concealer in this line, and I definitely think that's part of the strategy. Concealers are coming soon, I'm sure. They're gonna have like a big launch around that. But I'm just taking this concealer and pressing it on my face like so. You guys already know I love this concealer, and it's like one of my favorites in my collection. And anytime a foundation is too dark for me, I'll always go in with a lighter concealer, and it just balances it out so nicely. Okay, now it's time to use the setting powder, and this is called the Skin Fetish Subline Perfecting Powder. It's available in 5 shades. It retails for $55. And I have the shade here, light medium 2. They sent me 2 shades, and light medium, I feel like it's a little too light for me. I do think that it works perfectly for under the eyes, but all over my face, I don't think I would use it for that. And then the next shade up they sent over was too dark. So I want to just make it work with this. And this is a luxurious, silky, soft, and super blendable powder that is the ultimate finishing touch to set makeup for flawless, lasting wear. I guess this is a loose powder with actual color in it, and it's not just like a translucent loose powder. This is what the shade that I have looks like, and of course it is definitely too light for me to use like on its own all over my face, but underneath my eyes we're gonna see how it works. So with my loose powders, you guys already know I always prefer to use it with like a beauty sponge, especially underneath the eyes. I always like to use it and press it into place, and this works really well. I do want to make sure it doesn't like dry out underneath my eyes, and it doesn't seem to be doing that. Feels really silky to the touch. I do like it. Do I think this is like a must-have, you know, loose powder? I don't think so, because it's also not like brightening up underneath my eyes or anything like that. It's nice, but it's not like a must-have. For me, the foundation I think is really cool, and like I love the finish, I love the formula, I love everything about it. But the loose powder, I'm like, about it, you know what I mean? I am gonna quickly just go ahead and use a powder to set my foundation in place, because I would do that no matter what. This is going to change the color a little bit as well as the formula, but like I said, no matter which foundation I use, I almost always set it with a powder. So I do want to do the same with this, and also use this brush as well. So I'm using the Bare Minerals Bare Pro in Sable. This is such a good color match for me, and I'm not taking too much product at all, just a little bit to lock the foundation in place, because it is so hot outside right now, and I do need to set my foundation in place if I do want my makeup to last all day long. And a little dusting of this is really all I need. Okay, so here is the after. I set everything in place. Everything is locked and ready to have more makeup be applied on top. So now I'm gonna go ahead and finish my bronzer, my blush, my highlight, eyeshadows, eyebrows, all that, lips. and then I'll come back and show you guys the after look and also share some thoughts. Okay, so I finished the rest of my makeup and I have like 2 minutes to talk to you guys because my friends are gonna be downstairs to pick me up to go to this bridal shower in like literally 2 minutes. So I'm gonna be talking fast, but I did go ahead and finish the rest of my makeup, my hair, outfit, everything. I will be inserting more clips throughout the day. You guys will see this final look. I love this little dress. But let's talk about the makeup, and I love how my entire face, like the base of my face makeup looks. I think it still looks very natural, and of course I did go ahead and add bronzer, blush, highlight, all that stuff, but I love the base. I feel like it looks so natural and just like my skin but better. We will see how the makeup lasts throughout the day. It is now 10:40 in the morning, and I will be doing a couple of check-ins throughout the day to show you guys how this makeup holds up and also give you guys my thoughts throughout the day. I will just say right here, right now, if you are someone that's looking for a lightweight foundation that is going to give you buildable coverage, light to medium and then medium to full, this is a great foundation for you. I personally really like the finish of it. And I think that, again, if you are someone that wants like a very natural finish foundation, you're gonna love this. Okay, now I'm gonna head out. I will be sure to link all the products that I used in today's makeup in the description box below, but I'm gonna go and I'll see you guys in a little bit. All right guys, here is a quick look at today's outfit. I think this is such a perfect dress for a bridal shower. And it's from Princess Polly. I absolutely love it. I think it's so girly and feminine. And down here the skirt is lined, which is cool. But yeah, I really like this dress. I think it's so cute. Alright guys, so I'm at the beautiful shower that you guys saw. And I just want to give you a quick look at my makeup. It is around 3 o'clock. I don't know why my nose looks pink, but makeup is still going strong. It's actually almost 4 o'clock, I just noticed. And makeup is still looking on point, like not a move at all. And my face is also not getting like oily or greasy at all either, so that's great. All right, I'm gonna go and I'll do another check-in later on.